Hello, Whovians, welcome back to the channel where today we are continuing with the Festive reviews with the return of Dr. Mysterio. Only 2 more of these left to go, and then we'll be on with the big ranking, and then we'll have finished. Wow. So, this is Capaldi's 3rd Christmas special, the penultimate one, and it was also my previous favourite Christmas special. So before watching this, it was my favourite Christmas special. Yeah, I really did enjoy this one. It's similar to Husbands of River Song in the way that I used to really like it, and it's not as good as I remember it. Still very good though. That's what happened here. It's not as good as what I expected it to be, but it's still very good. So the concept of superheroes being in an episode of Doctor Who is a really out there and bold decision. But I've heard that there weren't really many good superhero movies out at the time, so I suppose that was their motivations for making this one. And it's a really bizarre idea, and one that you would never have thought would work. But to be honest, I think they pull it off really well. They kind of dig it in towards the end that he's a superhero and he's really cool, but on the most part, I think they execute what should be a really bad concept very well. So, props to you, Moffat. You did the impossible. Cast are pretty good, side and main actually. Capaldi is brilliant. Some of his humour lines don't really suit him, but I love the start moment with him just hanging outside the window and just flying about, and then that scene on the rooftop, he has some great lines there. And then all the way through the episode, he's just brilliant. Nardol's getting better, but he's still not perfect. I did talk about him in my previous review, and I said that I really didn't like him. Here is better. He is a lot better. He does actually get stuff to do in this episode, but he's not great. The side characters are also pretty good. The superhero guy, Grant, is good, and the woman, I have no idea what her name is. Is it Lucy? Yeah, Lucy, I think. Yeah, those two are also pretty good. The villains are also quite good as well. The Harmony Show. Now, I talked about, again, in my Husbands of River Song review, that I did not like what they did with the Harmony Show. I thought they wasted a very good idea, so I'm glad that they actually brought them back. Now, the thing with the head, where they pull off half of their head, is really creepy, especially for a Christmas special. If you were watching this on Christmas Day and you just happened to see that when you were eating your Christmas dinner, I think I would have been a little bit concerned. But yeah, when you're watching it back, it's very creepy. And when they actually go inside and pull out a gun, oh, it's weird, but good weird. And the actual people themselves, the German guy and the other one, who is played by that guy, who I can't remember his name again, but yeah, they're both quite menacing, and they work. I also really like the brain scene at the start, with all the brains going around in the eyes. That's very, very scary. Now here's the thing. This one is the opposite to Husbands of River Song, structure-wise. Now, I said in that review that it ends much better than it starts. Here it's the opposite. It starts much better than it ends. The start is absolutely brilliant. I love it. And then towards the end, it dips in quality with the pacing. It all goes down, and it's all over the place with the pacing. So the end bit, the last 20 minutes are all over the place, to be honest, with just what's going on. But, you know, the first half is a lot better, especially with the humour. The humour always lands a lot better in the first half than the second half. Capaldi's lines in the second half, I don't like them. What they do with the superhero humour in the second half, I don't like. Special effects are also quite good. I was very concerned about what I would think about that, because obviously you've got flying superheroes all over the place, and the spaceship thing, well, it's not really a spaceship. Well, no, I suppose it is a spaceship over the thing, but actually, it's very, very good. And obviously, this came at the end of a gap year, so they had a lot of time on their hands to make this, because 2016 was a year without Doctor Who. yeah, so they did have quite a lot of time to make this, and a lot of effort went into this. They would have had a lot of time to devote to this episode, which I suppose is the only good thing about a gap year. If you're gonna get a special at the end of a gap year, you know it's all gonna be good quality, I suppose. It's also very cinematic. I don't know if I mentioned this at the start, but it feels like a big blockbuster Hollywood movie. I suppose that comes from the American vibe that it has to it. I hope this is a lot better than the TV movie, because obviously that's very American. People don't like it, but I think for the most part, people like the American vibe that this one has. And although Doctor Who is a very British show, it, when it goes American, on the most part, it works very well. And that's what it feels like about this one. It feels like a big Hollywood, really big movie. And yeah, it's good. I really do like the vibe to this one. So I think the only real complaint I have about this one is the pacing. And it loses me towards the end, and I suppose that's the thing. Again, I think I've said this about pretty much all of the Festive reviews. 60 minutes. You don't always need it. And this is one of those episodes. They did not need 60 minutes. 55 minutes would have been fine, actually. But for some weird reason, they go for 60 all the time, and it doesn't work. I hope Revolution of the Daleks. Hang on, let me just get my radio times. Doctor Who. Oh my goodness me. It's on for an hour and 15 minutes. Oh, that worries me. But it might go really well. They might use that to their advantage, which would be brilliant. I'm looking forward to Revolution of the Daleks. Why am I talking about Revolution of the Daleks when I'm doing a Return of Dr. Mysterio review? Anyway, so yeah, that just about concludes what I have to say about this one. I think I will be giving it a 7. Oof. You know what? I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8, actually. I'll be generous, and it is Christmas, so I will be a little bit more generous in my scores. So yeah, getting an 8 out of 10 from me. But what do you guys think? Whatever your thoughts are, drop them something down in the comments below. If you can't, that discussion page is free for you to use, because if you are new around here, sometimes the comments are disabled. That's just with me being a younger Whovian, a younger YouTuber, and YouTube thinks that I am really sensitive. Yeah, so that's just YouTube for you. Also subscribe to this channel if you are new. We are 2 away from 50 subscribers, people. So smash that subscribe button, like if you enjoyed. And I think that's just about it. I do apologise about the lack of Christmas jumper for this review. I just didn't put it on, I suppose is my excuse. Anyway, I will see you in the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye.